And from the outside, with its barbed wire and its guard towers, Moria looks like a prison. At the entrance, the words "freedom for all" are etched into the concrete encircling the facility. But speaking with refugees inside feels more like a 21st century Ellis Island. We met doctors and teachers and civil engineers and college students, young, educated, middle-class Syrians seeking freedom and the opportunity for themselves and their families, and seeking a safe refuge from ISIS, just like the rest of us. The most heartbreaking cases are the unaccompanied children. These boys and girls are separated from the other refugees in a fenced-off outdoor dormitory area. And I met a young girl in that fenced-in area, younger than my own granddaughters, sent out on this perilous journey alone. When I asked how old she was, she shyly held up 7 fingers. I wondered what could possibly possess parents to hand a 7-year-old girl and a wad of cash to human smugglers. What could possibly possess them to send a beloved child across the treacherous seas with no more protection than a pool floaty? What could make them send a child on a journey knowing that crime rings of sex slavery and organ harvesting prey on these children? Send a little girl out alone with only the wildest, vaguest hope that she might make it through alive and find something, anything, better on the other side. Well, today, we all know why parents would send a child on a journey alone. The events of the last week in Paris and Beirut drive it home. The terrorists of ISIS, enemies of Islam and all modern civilization, butchers who rape, torture, and execute women and children, who blow themselves up in a lunatic effort to kill as many people as possible. These terrorists have spent years torturing the people of Syria. And what about the Syrian government? President Bashar al-Assad has spent years bombing his own people. Day after day, month after month, year after year, Syrian civilians have been caught in the middle, subjected to suicide attacks, car bombings, hotel bombings at the hands of ISIS or Assad or this faction or that faction, each assault more senseless than the last. Day after day, month after month, year after year, mothers, fathers, children, grandparents are slaughtered. In the wake of the murders in Paris and Beirut last week, people in America, in Europe, and throughout the world are fearful. Millions of Syrians are fearful as well, terrified by the reality of their daily lives, terrified that their last avenue of escape from the horrors of ISIS will be closed, terrified that the world will turn its back on them and their children. Some politicians have already moved in that direction, proposing to close our country to people fleeing the massacre in Syria. But with millions of Syrian refugees already in Europe, already carrying European passports, already able to travel to the United States, and with more moving across Europe every day, that is not a real plan to keep us safe. And that is not who we are. We are a country of immigrants and refugees, a country made strong by our diversity, a country founded by those crossing the sea, fleeing religious persecution and seeking religious freedom. We are not a nation that delivers children back into the hands of ISIS murderers because some politician doesn't like their religion. And we are not a nation that backs down out of fear. Our first responsibility is to protect this country. We must embrace that fundamental obligation. But we do not make ourselves safer by ignoring our common humanity and turning away from our moral obligation. ISIS has shown itself to the world. We cannot and we will not abandon the people of France to this butchery. We cannot and we will not abandon the people of Lebanon to this butchery. And we cannot and we must not abandon the people of Syria to this butchery. The terrorists in Paris and Beirut remind us that the hate of a few can alter the lives of many. Now we have a chance to affirm a different message, a message that we are a courageous people who will stand strong in the face of terrorism. We have the courage to affirm our commitment to a world of open minds and open hearts. This must be our choice, the same choice that has been made over and over again by every generation of Americans. This is always our choice. It is the reason the people of Syria and people all around this world look to us for hope. It is the reason ISIS despises us, and it is the reason we will defeat them. Thank you, Mr. President.